Excuse me, I'm not sure if I remember your name. I'm really bad with names, you know.
You don't remember me? We met several times. It's Ant-Man. A-N-T-M-A-N.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Ant-Man.
We ready to roll?
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the Panels on Pages podcast.
Big boys playing with big toys.
This is quality content.
The boomers are into it.
Hey man, I just show up.
With your host, Lee Rodriguez.
I am a visionary. Like, oh, you have a podcast? I'm like, no, that's not me. That's somebody else.
Jason Nyes.
Yeah, sure. I'm not getting any vegetables in my diet. I'm just a thick boy.
Jose Guzman.
Is Jose on the show tonight?
He says he's coming.
It's like Elton John all over again, just minus the death threats.
Kelly Harris.
Reach your hand in your pants there, big boy. That's not me. I don't sound like that anymore.
And our good buddy Mahoney.
Hey, Mahoney's here. What's up, Mahoney?
We can do just glorious, wonderful things on our phones, people.
No one's ever done anything like this before.
It's gonna be massive.
It's going to be great. I mean, obviously, I think it'll be great.
And it's all killer, no filler.
My seat's on fire! Your dick's so hot!
Come on. It's so good.
It's pretty good. It's there. It's reliable. You know what you're getting every single time.
Man, I'm so glad you found us.
You're all terrible people, and I'm glad you're my friend.
Put that in the intro.
That's really funny.
Over 500 episodes, and you'd think they'd have the hang of it by now.
It seems like the concept that would run its course very quickly. What the hell is going on, everybody? Today is Tuesday, February 28th. Already goddamn March. It's episode number 620 of the Panels on Pages podcast. It's been a minute, but we're back. I am your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. Joining me tonight, we got Mr. Jason Nyes.
Angela Bassett did the thing.
Jose Guzman's here. What's up, Jose?
How the fuck do we do this thing again?
It's been a minute. It's been a while. Fucking Jose missed Gantz. Oh, it's a real bummer.
Yeah,
And Kelly's here. What's up, Kelly?
All right. I would like to test out a new character real fast.
Okay. Let's have it.
I'd like to call this one Andrew Dice JK.
Oh, I love it already.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hickory dickory dock. Only boy wizards better be having some cock.
What do you think? His work?
Pretty good. I like
All
it.
right, cool.
I like it. Outstanding.
Very good. Very
Outstanding.
Buy my video game.
It has been a while. A lot going on. We're doing some freezing cold Ant-Man takes. I think half of us have seen it. I'm looking forward to talking about it because I haven't got a chance to for a while. And, sorry, boys.
It's fine.
You know what you did.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Man, I was beat, dude.
Hey, I get it,
Doing that,
man.
man.
I was just thinking today about, I was trying to put down, like, what the hell to talk about. And I just... it's been so fucking busy, man. Like, we had, we went out, we saw fucking, like, a few different movies. We saw, like, 2 different live shows. We had
Nice.
fucking in-laws come and visit for a weekend. We had fucking the tennis is picking up for Zoe. It's been non-stop. My, jiu-jitsu coach texted me. He was like, "Hey, when are you coming back?" And I go, "I'd fucking love to. Can't. There's no time. No time for anything. It's ridiculous." It's just those, and those moments where you got time. Think I want to go and fucking, get choked on. Like, that's not time yet. It's like, I gotta drop some weight.
I
Get a little more shape. Then I'll go in there and wreck some fools.
Maybe if you've been a bad little boy.
Maybe.
You should just put a bunch of, like, potatoes in your pockets so when you're, like, all up on them, they don't know if it's your nuts, your dick.
Or a
I don't
snack?
know what's going on.
Man,
Eating him
I
like
was
an
doing-
apple.
I fucking dropped 5 pounds. I hated it up for a few days, and then we went out of town and had Portillo's and pizza, and we got back home, and I'm like, man, fuck them taters.
Yeah.
With this raw dog, a can of SpaghettiOs and eat a bag of chips.
No, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't.
I like the first part of that.
I only work well in extremes.
Kelly said, "You
That's what
had
I'm
me at
talking about.
raw dog."
Yeah.
No, that was the part you didn't have me at.
Oh,
You had me at the fuck them taters.
oh. Not on the raw dog, huh?
No raw dog and SpaghettiOs.
Always raw dog.
Beef Arnie.
Coward. Beef Arnie.
I tried to show someone that video today, and then I discovered the tweet was deleted, and it made me sad.
Oh,
Got
the
fucking
internet is
dragged.
forever. I think we
Yeah.
all know that.
Yep.
We sure do, buddy. Buddy, we sure do. Man. This is a public service announcement. We don't have to know everything.
Yeah.
Not everybody has to know everything about every little fucking thing you do. Like maybe keep some shit between you and the Lord and your wife and or girlfriends. Just, you know,
We're boyfriends.
inside voices once in a while.
Sometimes shit that happens in the confines of the walls maybe should stay in the confines of the walls.
You know? Yeah. If you think we're talking about you, we probably are.
If you're guilty about it, stop it.
Stop.
So,
Just fucking stop it already.
If it looks like you're gonna ruin your life real soon, maybe don't.
Think about it.
shift your behavior a couple of degrees. whatever that looks like.
Mm-hmm. It's a public service announcement brought to you by PoP.
So I had to buy a new trash can because our robot trash can shit the bed and stopped being a robot.
Oh,
got
so
one.
you're just throwing this guy's life away, huh?
Yeah, I felt like a real shithead, like opening the top of the trash can with my hand like a fucking mook.
Did you
Like, that was like
throw the garbage can in the new garbage can? Did you make the new robot garbage can eat the old robot garbage can?
Lee, that's
I
sick.
did just set it. I did set it with the trash in it, just in the big can outside. Put that shit right in there.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to do it.
Yeah, it's kind of like boiling a
But-
lobster.
Yeah.
In a lobster?
Yeah.
But
With a
my
lobster,
favorite part,
make a lobster, eat a lobster, then boil it.
my favorite, so it's one of those gimmicks where you just wave your hand over to get close to it, and the lid comes up. You drop shit in, the lid comes down. Whatever, pretty fucking basic. But when when you're ordering something on Amazon, they have the description and then the photos, and then even before you get to the reviews, there's the customer questions section.
Yes.
Where people put in a
The
question.
world's dumbest people ask questions.
Sometimes useful, oftentimes not.
So this one person was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about getting this. You think a real smart dog might be able to figure out how it works and get into the trash and make a mess?"
Yes.
You'd think that question would go unanswered, but it did not. It was answered almost immediately by some guy that goes, "My dog's pretty dumb and he hasn't figured it out yet." Like, all right, buddy. And then the only thing really worth talking about that has any meat on the bones happened a few nights ago. Sitting eating dinner, everything is cool. And Jax is like, "I'm going to get up and grab a drink." And instead of going and getting a proper drink, he comes back with one of those little Danimals yogurts, which, if you're not familiar, they're in they're little 3-ounce bottles. They're basically double shots. There's nothing to them, And so he goes and he gets one, and he also gets a straw because, of course, he has to have a fucking straw because he's a weirdo. The straw is 3 times the length of this fucking bottle he's putting it in. But he sits down and he's like, "How fast do you think I can drink this?" Probably
Bet me,
pretty
bitch.
fast.
Huh? Bet me money, bitch.
And then he goes, "My record is 20 seconds." And I said,
Oh,
20
shit.
seconds? For that thing? Are you shitting me? And he's like, "No, watch." And he starts going to town on the straw. And you guys, it takes so long. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I don't know how long he's keeping it chambered, but it takes so long for this to go down. And I'm just like, I'm dying. I'm like, "Bring me one of those fucking things." And always like, "Bring me one too." And so he goes, he gets one. He's like, "You guys are gonna beat my time." And I said, "Buddy, I bet we might." And so we stand up, and Zoe and I pound these things. I mean, in just moments they go down, And then I'm dying laughing. Everyone's just laughing their asses off except Jax. Jax is all pouty and crying. He's storming away, and I'm like, dude, what's wrong? He goes, you guys are laughing at me, and it's not funny. And I said, buddy, come here. And he comes over, and I said, here's the thing, man. It was really fucking funny. I hate to break it to you, but that shit was hilarious.
Yeah,
like,
sometimes a joke's a joke.
No, it was.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, man, it was objectively fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lesson he's got to learn. Sometimes it just is what it is. And if this shit's funny, it's funny.
And Nicole was looking through talks a minute ago. We were down on the couch. She was just scrolling through talks, and there was some dumb broad on there, and she's like, and we try to not use no in the house. So if they want a cookie right before dinner, you don't say no, you can't have a cookie. You say yes, you can have one after. And if they ask again, you say question answered, asked and answered. And I'm like, nah, bitch, you tell the little fuckers no. You say no, you can't have a cookie. And if they ask again, you say, shut the fuck up, you asked me once already. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? Don't tell the kids no. You gotta tell these little fuckers no. Like, look, we've all seen the kind of people that a lifetime of yeses produces.
Right.
All right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you saw what yeses did to Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, I cannot imagine being like, I don't like telling my kids no. Fuck off. Like, no, you gotta tell them no. What are you talking about?
Yeah, sometimes you got to tell them to fuck off, too.
Yeah, of course. Of course you gotta tell them to fuck off. And sometimes you gotta dunk on them for doing dumb shit.
Sometimes.
With yogurt bottles.
Sometimes you need to blow pot smoke in their face and then burn them with the joint, just so they'll learn.
Yeah. Not as often, but, maybe once in a while.
I mean, tell them, listen, the first time we wouldn't have been here.
Mm-hmm.
It just blew my mind. Like, all kidding aside, it blew my mind with this broad to be like, just don't tell your kids no. And putting that out there like it's useful information. It's fucking nuts. Like, when we were out of town, we went out to town for my niece and nephew's birthday party. It's got the thing my wife likes to do, and I like being married, so I went too. Last year I didn't have to go because I had a piss bag. No such luck this year. Had to make it up.
Have you considered getting another piss bag?
I thought about it for a minute.
Shoving the pee tube up there.
My sister-in-law is a behavioral therapist, like working with kids with behavioral disorders and shit like that. She's really good at her job. She's really smart. And I was working at her desk, and the day we're up there working, and she has all these books. They're all these just books about handling aggressive kids and all this and that. And one of the one that was on the top was called the complete parent's guide to raising a difficult child or some shit like that. These are all references that she uses for her work, and she's very good at it. And I came upstairs and I was like, yeah, check out all your books. She's like, yeah, I just keep getting more books, and said, if I wrote a book, and she just goes, oh God. She's like, you know what I call my book, Lauren? And she goes, what would you call your book? And I said, don't let those little fuckers win. That's the name of the book. Don't let them fuckers win ever. She's like, okay.
Beat them emotionally, not physically.
Not even that. Like, I love my children.
Sometimes you need both.
Yeah. Sometimes you need a good little fucking pat on the ass to remind you.
Yeah. I love my kids so much. But you got to just, again, I can't live in a world of all yes. It's a preposterous notion. You can't do it. You got to dunk on them fuckers once in a while. Yeah. That way when someone else dunks, that way the first time someone dunks on them, they're not 19 and they're fucking psyche
destroyed.
Jab, uppercut.
Yeah. Fuck, you gotta thicken that skin up a little bit. Just something this fucking generation behind us is lacking.
Taking a little grippy sock vacation.
Oh, ridiculous. Fucking nonsense.
With a capital
What's going on, Nice? What's happening? What you been up to?
With the intro there, speaking of Angela Bassett, I did finally watch Wakanda Forever, and boy, oh boy, is that 3 hours worth of grief porn.
It was pretty sad. We just watched it the other day. Yesterday.
I'm glad they all got to work through their shit, but it's a shame. It's a shame, obviously. all around. I think one of the biggest problems with that movie, and especially going forward, is, when they cast Shuri, I'm sure her becoming the Black Panther somewhere down the line was the plan. But, she was going to kind of grow into it over the years and over the phases. We weren't expecting Chadwick Boseman to fucking drop dead after one Black Panther movie. And then
no one
Avengers
expected
movies.
her to become an anti-vax icon.
Well, yeah, that aside, she was not ready to handle this kind of lead emotional performance, and I think the movie suffered from that.
I think even worse than that is that, like, I likened it, going to see my fucking superhero movie, and it reminded me a lot of, they're just talking about trade disputes in Star Wars. That's boring as shit. Like, so much of it was like, our borders and this and that. I'm like, fuck, man, punch something. Yo.
Namor was cool. I like Namor.
Namor was very cool.
Namor was very cool.
I liked all the stuff in the Sunken City. That was neat, and like, definitely worked him being a mutant into there, which is pretty cool. And like, the Namor shit was pretty neat. It just, fucking let's get some stuff. And
Whenever it was Namor,
I want a M'Baku solo film. Like, M'Baku fucking rules.
Yeah. So what, is he the king now?
I think so. That's the vibe I got. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Sure, he fucked off to do whatever.
As
Whoa.
in the scenes with Namor and Shuri, where I feel like it was supposed to be romantic, but they did not have any chemistry. I was just kind of thinking to myself, man, wouldn't it be great if this was Sue Storm?
Oh yeah.
Well, she's probably gonna bang the kid.
What?
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 I mean, what?
What? Sue Storm's gonna bang a kid?
Well, no, the Storm. Well, no, I mean, like the kid when it's grown up.
Okay.
Storm.
Who?
Storm.
Well, I meant
Okay. No,
Threw
I'm
me off
talking
at the
Sue
Sue.
Storm. I'm talking Miss.
So you're saying you think Storm is going to fuck T'Challa Jr.?
Well, I mean, eventually.
I mean, it's possible. They were
okay.
married in the comics.
Yeah.
No,
it
I'm
depends
aware.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it depends on where you come in, how old the kid is, and then you just match Storm to that age, and bam.
They're gonna have to like send a homeboy to the negative zone and disappear for a bunch of years
Yeah.
to turn into an adult.
There you go. There you go. That works.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know.
They're dealing with multiverse.
Really,
There's so many.
I did really
solutions.
enjoy the Killmonger cameo, though. That's pretty dope. I like
Yeah.
when she goes into the herb and sees Killmonger. I'm like, fuck yeah.
I do appreciate.
Oh
that
wait,
they
so he's
didn't-
not dead?
Well, no, when so the
Or is
have
it
you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it. No.
So the thing that Shuri's trying to do is she's trying to create more of the heart-shaped herb, because Killmonger destroyed it all.
Yeah.
And so, she's working on it at the very beginning, trying to save T'Challa's life. Doesn't work, and he dies. And so she's, trying to figure it out. And eventually she does. She synthesizes it and takes it, and she goes in to see the ancestors, and she's expecting to see T'Challa. But when she gets there, it's fucking Killmonger in the chair. Like, why do you think it is you see me instead of your brother kind of shit? It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I also don't feel like she earned that arc at all. Like she had one line earlier about watching it all burn, but I didn't believe her that she could possibly go to the dark side. Not for a second.
Yeah, not really. But also, like, man, she weighs like 92 pounds.
Yeah.
She's so small. She's so small.
Real tiny. No room for vaccine.
Nope.
Man, but any scene with her standing side by side with M'Baku, you're like, he looks like a CGI Hulk. A man is a giant compared to her.
Thick daddy. God damn. I don't know. Namor was hot, Kelly.
Okay.
I mean, maybe not your level of Namor hot, but he did smolder with them spot.
Okay.
He's still pretty hot, though. You wouldn't be disappointed.
Okay. I'll have to see because none of the like promo images wowed me.
I feel like you could get away with watching a Namor supercut from Wakanda Forever and not watching the entire movie.
Yeah,
I
that
do,
really that seems like the way to go.
Had to CGI out his dong because his package was too fucking pronounced in little green shorts.
Oh my god.
That's fucked
There's
up.
some side by sides and before and afters, and you're like, oh, homie was hanging.
Let
They
the
were like,
hog breathe.
You gotta keep this shit PG-13. Shave some of that off in post.
Speaking of wild ass CGI, last night me and Mary watched
I
this.
thought you were gonna be like, speaking of wild ass dicks.
Oh boy, we know a few, don't we?
We sure do, buddy.
We watched this documentary on Netflix called Into the Deep about that fucking weird dude who built his own submarine, and then the journalist came up missing. You guys remember that story from a couple years ago?
I don't think I know this story.
So
Yeah, I think I missed that.
So it was in Denmark. It's some crazy like fucking Elon Musk, Tony Stark dude who just lives off of grants and his TED Talks and shit like that. And he wanted to go to space. But first he built a homemade submarine, and all using just like donated money and volunteer work. Built a submarine and then was looking to build a spaceship. And while he's doing this, he has a documentary crew following him around because he's an interesting, charismatic character. And during the course of the documentary, he goes out onto his submarine with a female journalist one night and goes missing. Both of them go missing. And eventually it turns out that he fucking murdered, tortured, dismembered her on this homemade submarine, and then weighted down all the pieces so that they would sink to the bottom of the ocean.
Holy
and
shit.
Because they had a documentary crew following them, you get real-time reactions from everyone involved, except for dude and chick he murdered.
Is there a worse time to commit a murder than when being followed by a documentary film crew?
Right.
Like,
I would argue no.
Well, I guess what's your end game?
Well, it turns out
murder.
It turns out that it was only a matter of time before he took some woman down on his submarine and then chopped her up to pieces.
Well, yeah,
So
but
that
give
was
it a
the
few
whole
weeks.
plan. That was like the entire thing he
was
wanted
building
to
a
do.
kill room.
Yeah. They found like snuff porn on his hard drives.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's so wild.
So yeah,
Real cool guy. Huh?
it's called Into the Deep on Netflix. Oh, and well, the reason I started talking about it is, Mary looked it up afterwards, and apparently one of the participants in the documentary did not want to be involved after the fact, so they deep faked her face and her voice through the entire documentary, and I thought it was
That's something
crazy.
else.
I thought it was such an interesting use of that technology, but it was weird to watch. It reminded me of Man of Steel when the Kryptonians have like the face masks that help them breathe on Earth.
Yeah.
Because you can kind of always see this like translucent mask on the person, but otherwise it looks regular. But then also there's people in the background of shots with their faces blurred, so it's like, why deep fake this one and not this other one?
Yeah, that's definitely a choice.
It was wild though. So I would recommend watching this documentary for both the content of the documentary and the fucking wild deep fake to cover up somebody's identity. Shit's nuts.
Yeah, that's weird. Real weird.
And then the last thing I want to talk about is they did the first tapings for the new Ring of Honor TV show at Universal
that's right.
Orlando this past weekend, and me and Mary got tickets for the first tapings, and they shoot it where they shoot some episodes of Dark these days, and more famously where they shot Impact for 15 years. So I've been to this building a couple of times, and
The Impact Zone.
yes, being the relaunch of Ring of Honor, and they're putting it on Honor Club for $10 a month, and knowing what a wild man Tony Khan was, I expected a lot out of this show. Is that my fault? I don't know. But if you're relaunching
You
Ring of
should have
Honor,
expected more than you got.
Yes.
At the very least.
exactly. I was expecting like Dynamite level banger after banger segment, especially because you're shooting multiple episodes over the course of 4 hours. So you got to keep this
everybody
crowd
engaged. Yeah.
You got to keep this crowd into it. And it's a small little crowd. There was like 500 people there. We had a good time, you know. It's always a good time going to wrestling and making fun of the marks. There's always the one guy that wants to start all the chants, you know. I feel good personally about the way I look. Just in comparison to a lot of the mutants. And you know, we had a good time. We said stupid comments and we got up and cheered and clapped and we saw some really cool shit and some really great wrestlers. But for the first episode of the relaunched Ring of Honor, I think it was lacking and I don't know if it's necessarily going to work. So I will be interesting to see what happens.
Well, did you see how much they're shoving into just the first episode?
It must be maybe the first episode is 2 hours and then everything else is 1 hour, or are they all supposed to be 2 hour episodes?
I'm not sure.
I assumed we saw 2 episodes worth of matches, but we were there for 4 hours. It was supposed to be 3 hours.
Time.
It went way over. We almost walked before the main event, and then one of our favorites came out for a little squash, so we stuck around.
The first episode is going to be Claudio versus Air Fox, Metallic versus Davari, the Infantry versus the Kingdom, Madison Rain and Sky Blue versus the Renegades, Rohit Raju versus Christopher Daniels, the Embassy versus some jobbers, Lady Frost versus Willow Nightingale, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Blake Christian, Takeshita versus Joshua Woods, and Mark Briscoe versus Slim J.
Holy shit! Yeah, that's a lot.
That's too much.
That's a lot.
That's
but
way
like,
too much.
it's like quantity over quality because there's no reason. I'm so sorry. I like Sky Blue. I'm not a fan of Madison Rain. Cool Mom.
You don't need that match.
Cool Mom should not be in a tag team match on the first episode of Ring of Honor. I'm sorry.
Certainly not.
Nah.
Like, the Infantry should not have been in a competitive match against the Kingdom on the first episode of Ring of Honor.
Like,
the fuck
that
is that?
card should be the Claudio versus Air Fox, Takeshita versus Josh Woods, and Mark Briscoe versus Slim J, and then maybe the Zack Sabre Jr. versus Blake Christian if you don't want to push that to episode 2.
Zack Sabre Jr. was a great surprise, and it was for the New Japan
TV title.
Which is a beautiful belt. I really like that belt.
It really is.
Zack Sabre Jr. has caked up considerably since the last time I saw him, which would have been Forbidden Door.
Because in the meantime, since we saw him last in person, he moved up to heavyweight in Japan, like, officially.
Oh, he fucking looks it.
Is he still boring as fuck?
No. I mean, I was looking at his butt the entire time because he was packing it, but one of my
He's
favorite
no Mark
things,
Davis, but
oh my God, Mark Davis might
That
be
boy got a donk.
He might be my favorite wrestler currently because of that donk. He's such a big bear of a man, and that lifting, spinning, fucking tombstone it blows my mind every time I see it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, he fucking scoop slammed both of the Bucks.
Yeah.
I just watched that episode of Rampage today. It's crazy.
Being in a small building, you get to. We were very close, even though we were like the second to last row. But I forget how big some of these fucking guys are. You know, Cesaro's got just this huge billboard of a back. Samoa Joe is a massive, like, kaiju of a man. And then you get to hear everybody's little, like, interstitial noises that they make. Their chosen little emote or whatever. And fucking Zack Sabre Jr., whenever he gets hit or hits, he goes, "Oi!" And it just made me think of JK.
That's like when Triple H would punch people, he'd always go douche, 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 douche.
And Mick Foley would go hasha, hasha, hasha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first match we saw was Slim J. Slim J was the first wrestler we saw. And then Mark Briscoe came out. So I was like, okay, he's going to come out and fucking squash Slim J and stand tall and either make an announcement about the tag team titles or whatever the fuck, you know, because Mark Briscoe is super over right now. But then they had like a 15-minute match. And it's like, okay, fucking cool Mark Briscoe match, but Slim J, my guy, we saw
that
the trust.
one, like, I'm not too upset about because Slim J is like an early, like, 2002 Ring of Honor guy.
Sure.
So, like, that one, that's a nerdy Tony thing right there, for sure.
But maybe that's a week 5 match,
Yeah.
you know? Fucking Trustbusters 4 times over the course of 4 hours.
Now that is unforgivable.
The last time they came out, the room deflated and like 10% of the people left.
Oh.
And we all just checked out emotionally. And you don't want that. You don't want you at one point they had to move people in from the sides because there were so many empty spots in the crowd, you know, hard cam side or across from the hard cam. And that's not what you want to see on your first relaunch of Ring of Honor.
Well,
No.
maybe hopefully it was a learning experience, you know? Like,
Hopefully.
I just expected
Take
something
some positive
different than another episode of AEW Dark. We'll
they'll
see.
pick it up.
Because, yeah, it definitely sounds like just slightly better dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where the fuck you been, Jose? What you been doing?
Chicago here. We had a Boar's Head event, put on their annual yearly spree of here's what's coming, here's what was.
Look
Oh,
at all
man.
the hams.
How much
Check
did
out-
you eat?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
meats.
So what does the Boar's Head Expo look like? They're like, this is
Well, no, it's not the expo.
roast
it's,
beef.
It's,
Like, what the fuck?
Like their company
It's-
meeting?
yeah, it's the company meeting. So it's all the purveyors from each region. They come in, they talk about the year that was, the year that is.
All the meat men.
Here's the new flavors. Yeah. They let everyone try the meats, you know, all the new flavors.
Oh, hell yeah.
I pigged the fuck out.
Oh, man. We got some blazing buffalo chicken Boar's Head from Publix the other
Oh,
day.
that shit is good.
Oh, it is good. It is spicy, though.
And just bouncing from here to Chicago shop time. Doing the thing.
They still talking about moving the shop to Orlando?
No, he is, but it still won't be for another year. So
Oh, okay.
How's
over the
it
next
going?
3 months,
Did the thing.
I'm going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah, you are.
Fuck yeah. Real dirty girl style. So that's what I was doing. It's just been long. It's already March. Fuck, I'm tired.
We did, I mean, spoiler, but we did talk to Toy Fair this past week.
Ooh,
So that
yes.
is positive news going forward, hopefully.
They would love to have us if we would love to be there, and we do love to be there. So we will be making love together
Yeah.
again.
Yay.
When they were like, so we wanted to get on a call and see if you would still be interested in doing Toy Fair, and it's so hard to like hide our excitement and be like, oh yes, pretty please, can we look at toys again?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. We have to check our schedules, look at the calendars.
We got to make sure all the things line up. It's gonna be very important.
Oh, it's gonna line the fuck up.
They're moving away from Welcome to Fun City, so
Oh, that's good.
No.
that's a shame. We love
Yeah,
that.
no more suplex fun.
What is
Welcome to Fun City, bitch.
What is their new one?
Dude, we're gonna have so much fun. It's gonna be so cool.
Are we gonna bring a cardboard cutout of Mahoney with us this time?
We can at least make a pillow out of him. Make like one of those wrestling buddies.
Yes.
Fucking tremendous.
Make a
Absolutely.
fucking Mahoney
this
buddy.
is our friend that couldn't be here. Oh, I'm so sorry.
My
for your loss.
Mahoney. Yeah. Oh.
No.
My Mahoney
he just
and
couldn't
me.
be here.
You know.
Yeah, that's it right there. We're gonna pitch our own product.
Yeah. Hey, I know we're supposed to be filming you, but can we show you our toy?
Yeah.
They're like, boys, I gotta tell you, this seems like a really niche market.
We
Like,
call
oh,
it
yeah,
My
what-
Mahoney or Dirty Dan, depending on how you feel.
Ooh, no.
Big Deck
So it's
Dan.
reversible. One
Dirty
side's
Dan's on the
Mahoney.
inside.
Dirty Dan is on the. You make it like a popple. You remember those? Where like.
Or like one of those the sequins where you rub your hand against it and it changes.
Yeah.
the-
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Dirty Dan's the one that you give to your kid and they put him in a bowl of milk and then suck the milk out of him.
But it's just the Mahoney one, but he's got a mustache.
What is that story from where the person sucked on their milk-covered stuffed animal?
I don't know. That was just like a meme going around where it was a picture of a fucked up looking stuffed animal, and they're like, every day I used to pour milk onto this thing and then suck it all out.
Oh my god. Just the smell.
Yeah.
My Mahoney and milk.
Exactly.
Print it.
I'm
I'm Googling sucking milk out of a stuffed animal, and I'm so ready to regret doing this.
He sees a picture of him at the computer Googling it.
Like, wait, no.
Yeah. Back out. Back out.
Too late. Far too late.
Apparently, it was a Webkins they used to do it with.
A Webkins?
Yeah.
So that's a zoomer.
Yeah. Yeah, so it goes, I used to have this Webkins and pictured as like a brown and white cat. It goes, I used to pour milk on and suck the milk back out of it, and it was sopping wet all the time. I used to slam it against walls, and it would make a loud thud.
Oh, I would beat my fucking kid if they were walking around with a fucking milk-soaked stuffed animal slapping the walls with it. You do that once, and
My
that
brother,
is it.
my brother saw me suck milk.
Oh my god. I'm like about to retch. That's fucking horrible.
My brother saw
No.
me suck milk out of it once, and I got sad when he made fun of me, and I didn't pour milk on it for a week, and it got rock hard and smelly, and my mom had to throw it away.
Oh,
It was so fucking heavy. I brought it to school one time, and my backpack was soaked, and I made my friends hold him, and they were upset.
Yeah, I bet they were.
That's the kind of shit you keep to yourself. No one needs to know that. You fucking
we don't tell the kids no when they pour milk on the kitty
This
cat.
wasn't
and
even
suck it
good.
out and then slam it into the
No.
wall.
They told this
You-
story unprompted.
Yeah.
It was in
You-
fact unprompted.
Absolutely tell a kid no on this.
Oh my
Mahoney
God.
loved that post.
Oh.
How old is this person?
Oh, I don't know.
Old enough to have a Twitter.
Were they old enough to tell this story
Oh.
on MySpace?
Fucking
Probably
that is
not.
Horrible.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Just
Sounds-
goddamn atrocious.
Well,
Take us out of this, Kelly. What else is happening?
When were Webkins a thing?
2005, they were originally
Okay.
released.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, that sounds about right.
Yeah, no, that is just.
Everyone involved should be ashamed of themselves.
Everyone?
The parents, the brother for not saying anything earlier.
The Webkins
Maybe
people
the
had
brother
nothing
probably
to do
didn't
with
see
it.
him until then.
Okay.
Because the brother made fun of him and then they stopped.
For
And
a
that's when
week.
no, well, because then it got too hard and then the mom threw it away.
Right. The parents let this go on for too long.
Yeah.
Yes. That is.
Was it more than 38 seconds? Well, then it was too
Yeah,
long.
because
Like,
there's no
my
way you don't
God.
see your little shit ass kid pouring milk into its webkins.
Imagine Lee comes home one day and there's Jax just slapping a Danimal soaked stuffed animal into the wall.
There's fucking 20 Danimals emptied.
Oh. They would have to invent a new word for how disgusted and angry I would be.
You might have to take Jax on a submarine ride.
Oh my God.
He's like, my webkin broke your record.
Oh God.
Thump, thump, thump.
Save us, Kelly. What else is going on? Jesus Christ.
Let's see. What have I been doing? The new Yakuza game came out.
Oh, really?
Like a Dragon Ishin. It is the samurai spin-off.
Nice.
And it is
shit.
fucking great.
Lee, you've been playing some samurai shit.
I did. I started playing the Ghost of Tsushima, and it's pretty dope.
Fucking
I bet this
Sushi's got
one's-
ghosts?
I bet this one's more wacky than that is.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, this is very serious.
I currently
Yeah.
have a dog now.
Yeah, now this game is based on the Mongol invasion of Tsushima Island in Japan back in the Edo period. It's pretty rad. It's like you're like the last surviving samurai of this big battle, and it's still very much in the early part. So I just learned how to assassinate, and his whole thing is about like the samurai code and how you have to these one of the last ones around to abide by it and how the people need it and all this. And the one that the girl is with is like, yeah, but if you because up until that point, you would just ride up into enemy territory and he'd be like, hey, fuckers! And you'd go into like a duel. It's pretty great. It's a great mechanic. But she's like, if they know we're here, they'll kill the prisoner. So he teaches them to assassinate. And so the fucking first time he he sneaks up, you hit the square button, he stabs the guy out, whatever, and the guy kind of fights back and he stabs him 3 or 4 more times in the belly and they fall down. And then it goes into a flashback of him as a kid with his uncle, who's also a samurai, where an assassin tries to take out his uncle, and they get a strike on. The guy goes down. And he's like, this man should pay for his life with attacking you. And he's like, yes. Then look him in the eyes. It's like look him in the eyes with dignity and respect as you end his life. And then it cuts back to him laying on the ground with a dead guy on his chest. Like, oh God, what have I done? Like, it's fucking wild. This is self-loathing samurai for the shit he has to do now.
The other day, some guy lured me into his brothel with promises of supple women.
Was it
And
titty
then-
time?
And then he was like, haha, I never said women. And then some sumo wrestlers come out. And you're like, oh, well, that's cool, but no thank you. And then the guy's like, what? And you're like, oh, I don't need any of that. No thank you. And then the guy's like, fine, we'll beat the money out of you. And then you have to fight some sumo wrestlers.
So were you supposed to fuck him?
Yeah. Yeah, the guy was like, "What? You don't want these? People want all sorts of things."
But is that a?
It
but
is
is
not
that
an
presented
option.
as an option? Okay, there you
No.
go.
Dang it.
Sadly.
Different game.
You give their underwears to a duck?
No. Yeah, the only animals I've really interacted with are some cats and dogs around town. You eventually
Kill a
befriend
couple
them
of
enough and they
bears.
come live on your farm. Because, yeah, you have a farm in this game.
Yeah, I killed a couple of bears, and then you can trade like the predator hides for like upgrades and shit. And so then I saw a deer. I'm like, I'll kill the deer, and you can't get shit from the deer. So I was like, oh, now I feel bad. I killed this deer for no reason. Like, oops.
I went fishing and caught some great white sharks.
Yeah, so these are very similar settings, but I think we're gonna have very different experiences.
I think so. Even though they're probably both tales of revenge.
Yeah, they it's pretty cool that this one has what they call a Kurosawa mode, which is kind of dope, where everything's in a very staunch contrast, black and white. There's like film grain on everything, and even like the audio has got a little bit of a filter to it, which sounds like an old Kurosawa picture. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
But first time through, you really want to appreciate the colors and everything they put into it.
Oh,
You can't really go black and white from the very beginning. It's kind of silly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm at the point now, like, where the other day I just went, like, I put in like 8 hours in the game without progressing the main story at all.
I did not know this was a thing.
Because that's just how those games work, where all of a sudden like the world opens up and you're like, look at all this other shit I can do. My tale of revenge will have to wait. I have to go grow crops and fish and make friends with cats and dogs and go chase weirdos around and learn all these fighting styles. And I guess I'll get back to my job one of these days.
Interesting. Look at that shit. Huh. I did not know this was a thing.
Yeah, it's great. There is like some kind of Kenny Omega's in the game in some capacity. I have not like gotten to that part of the game yet that unlocks that.
Huh. All right.
Yeah, no, it's really fun so
Kinda-
far. I'm enjoying it a lot.
I kind of thought that once we got back to Like a Dragon, we'd see our good buddy Ichiban, but maybe not yet.
I think they're just changing the name to Like a Dragon in the West now to match its title in Japan. So I think just going forward, they're all just going to be Like a Dragon.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because I think they've realized that culturally we can accept a game that's called that instead of just and know what it is for what it is instead of just being like Yakuza. Oh, okay, cool. That's like Mafia. I know what that is.
Gotcha. All right, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure going forward they're all going to be called Like a Dragon, and then either
So
a
then
number
Like a Dragon
or-
is going to be the kind of... So is this more like an RPG, or is it back to
this
the
one.
action
No,
style?
this one's just more like a regular Yakuza style, where it's so you get it's real time combat, but you've got several different fighting styles. You can either go just bare hand, bare knuckles, punching. You can go sword, you can go pistol, or you can do a mix of sword and pistol, which is the Wild Dancer style, and that's the one I usually go with.
All right.
Pistol's fun, because if someone's far enough away from you, you can just keep popping them until they die.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It brings a little interesting bit to the combat that some of the other games haven't had, and it's fun just samuraiing it up. So I'm really enjoying it so far. Highly recommended.
I love your
What else I've been
Yakuza
doing.
stories.
Oh,
To put it on the list.
oh yeah, definitely.
All right.
I just remembered then I was like, wait a minute, I never played the DLC for Lost Judgments. So eventually I'll have to get back to that.
Yeah, see, I thought that they were going to do that from going forward. The Yakuza games were going to be in the style of Like a Dragon, like the more RPG stuff.
Well,
and
this
then
one is it's a remake of a 2014 game, or like a
Gotcha.
remaster.
Okay.
Because I think
heard
this
they were
was
gonna
a
do
game
those
was
RPG style, and then the Lost Judgment will be the typical like
Yeah,
Yakuza style.
this is like an outlier spin-off that's bringing, I think
Gotcha.
it was just a Japan-only PS3 game to now everywhere.
All right, I'm picking up what you're laying down. I got you.
Yeah, and then today it got announced there's going to be Elden Ring DLC officially. We all kind of knew it was coming, but now it's official. So I have to get back to that game eventually and figure out how to get past all the really hard shit.
It's too much stuff. Too much stuff.
Oh yeah,
A lot of stuff.
it never stops.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. I'm getting more to the point now where if I'm playing a game and I'm not really enjoying it, I can just be like, you know what? I think I'm done.
Yeah.
It's mature.
Yeah, same. Especially like because with the online stores and stuff, a lot of times you'll get something and it will have been on sales. It was $15, $20. So I don't feel nearly as bad about bailing on a $15 game as I would a $60 or $70 game. So.
Yeah. And I think now especially this year, I'm going to pretty much entirely cut back on like pre-ordering games.
I'm cutting back on pre-orders on 80% of it. All that shit. Gone. Done.
Like the new Fire Emblem game, I put like 3 hours into it, and I'm kind of just like, yeah, I'm good. It very much feels like baby's first Fire Emblem, and it's like, it's not even that. It's weird because it's like it's partially that. It's very kind of basic in a lot of ways, but it's also like very nostalgia heavy. for a lot of games that we didn't get over here.
Oh, that's
So
an
it's
interesting
like-
choice. Yeah, I see
Yeah.
what you're saying. Yeah.
I don't think it entirely works, so I'm just like, you know what? I don't really feel like forcing my way through this game. I have
Yeah.
so many others I'd rather play, so I'm just gonna, maybe I'll come back to it someday, but who knows?
Oh, fucking, I'll blame you.
And then there's the Pokemon DLC got announced that I'm fucking super hyped for Scarlet and Violet coming up. It's going to be 2 parts. One of them essentially is like your summer vacation from school, and then part 2 is going to be like you're a transfer student going to another region.
That's so stupid. Love it.
It's so cool. Like, I'm so excited. I love that game. I wish it wasn't such a busted mess.
Oh, game. I wish you weren't broken.
Because that's the thing. Like, you always have to give that asterisk to people if you're trying to recommend it. It's like, yeah, it's the best Pokemon game they've ever made, like, by a mile. But it's also broken as fuck.
Still,
'Cause they
huh?
tried too much. Well, they haven't fixed it. Yeah.
Oh,
They've done
I thought they were like,
updates.
I thought they'd patch it or something.
They did an initial patch, and that made a lot of it better, I thought. But there's still issues. And it kind of just seems like that's just how it's gonna be.
So you're not walking into a tree anymore, but it's still not great.
Yeah, like there's still a lot of pop-up. You get the occasional crash. But like it's very weird. Like how But the thing with Game Freak is they're a weirdly small company. And they shouldn't be, because they make a $1 billion franchise.
Right.
But they've just never expanded. Like, they just like, yeah, we're going to do this how we're going to do it, and it'll be fine. And it's like, it's not fine anymore, guys. You need more employees. You can't be this little indie developer. You make Pokemon.
Yeah, right.
It's-
Exactly.
Shit.
Yeah.
You make the most recognizable video game characters in the world next to
Yeah.
Mario,
Yeah.
who was like your buddy.
Yeah. So I guess they're finally kind of bringing in outside help now. So we'll see. We'll see how the DLC is. Like, so who knows? That might just look incredible, and they'll be like, "Holy shit, this is what the main game could have been."
They moved that Mario movie up by 2 days, April 5th.
That's interesting. Is there something else that weekend, or is that like a holiday weekend that I'm not aware of?
Maybe Easter?
Maybe.
Dude, have you seen the smoke-breathing Bowser figure?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that thing
That looks so fucking cool.
Okay, yeah, that is Easter week.
Yeah, so they're trying to get a jump on that holiday weekend.
Makes sense. Oh, it's also Passover.
We
Pass
got,
over that dough when you come check this movie out.
so for Christmas we got Jax the Bowser Skyship Lego set.
Yes.
Nice.
And he's been working on that for a few days when I've been working on my Sanctum Sanctorum. And it's fucking cool. So like it's the ship, but it's got all these hinges on it, so you can spread it apart, and like, you know, it probably doubles in length, and you can kind of play inside and all this stuff, whatever. And all of the Lego Mario sets they come with a pipe, and you put him in the pipe, and that kind of like triggers the level begins. And he's like, "Let's go," and all this shit. Well, the airship comes with a cannon. And so you put him in the cannon, and it triggers sound effects like he's, you know, getting shot out of the cannon. And then it also plays the fucking music from the Skyship levels. You know, that bum, 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 bum. But like the whole, like, it's
That's
so
cool.
fucking cool. Like, did it right. They did it right with that thing. I wasn't sure about it at first, but the more stuff they put out, I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. Well done.
I wish they would do more like traditional Mario Lego sets.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. It's this thing. This is what it is.
Or at the very least, more of like the game system sets, because that Super Nintendo is fucking incredible.
They did an Atari.
Did they? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they did.
Yeah. Yeah, with
Yeah,
all
no.
kinds of games and like a little play
Yeah,
Play
Yeah, a friend
set
of mine
kind
was
of
just telling me
piece.
about that. He said that he was just telling me about it, that he built it, and so he built the console, and then there's like a door or a panel or something that you can remove from the console, and it looks like a living room with a dude playing Atari back in the day.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah,
And-
there's a lot of
And
cool
then
shit.
the cartridges, like the centipede cartridge you build, but you can also put like a little centipede model on top of it and like shit like that. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Like it doesn't change the fact that Atari is shit, but it's but it's a cool model.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
they gotta do.
I really want them to keep going with the Nintendo systems.
Yeah, they should do Super Nintendo. They need to do
Let
a
me-
Genesis.
Let me build an
64.
N64. Let me build
Yeah.
a GameCube.
Do Dreamcast, fuckers.
I mean, why not?
Well, they did the Mario 64
Neo Geo.
Cube, which is kind of neat. It's weird, but it's pretty cool the way they did it. Like, it's a cube, like a question block, and then
like
from
little
all out-
scenes pop out of it.
yeah, like kind of the levels of Mario 64 pop out of the side of it or whatever. It's cool, but it's not the thing you're talking about. Not
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, it's been very interesting to see how they've been using the Nintendo license.
Not bad. I just want to fucking talk about some Ant-Man spoilers.
Let's
do
do it.
Yeah, let's talk about some Ant-Man spoilers.
So we're the only two that have seen it, Lee.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
it's fine.
I don't think there's anything we can say that's going to like hinder your enjoyment of it, man. It's like
No.
let me just say right off the bat, I am honestly very, very confused by
Yeah,
Ant-Man.
I have turned into the Ant-Man defender.
Yeah, like I genuinely don't understand. Like I don't understand the problem. I think it's become cool to like bag on Marvel. That's the only thing I can think of. Because, it's not like I'm going to sit up here and be like, all the Marvel movies are fantastic and they're infallible, but like this one's kind of great.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. I think there's
it's
a
one of
lot
my
of
favorite
more
ones,
like worse
post-
Marvel movies than this.
Yeah, like I would watch this 3 times before I watch Black Panther again. And that's not
Yeah.
because Black Panther was bad, it just wasn't fucking fun. And this movie is fun as shit.
Yeah.
Like it's super fun.
So many cool little guys.
Yeah, they end up in the quantum realm or whatever the fuck, and they immediately find some resistance against Kang, and and as they're walking around this camp and all these wacky little characters are coming up, and I'm like, this is like a fucking episode of Rick and Morty. And then turns out Jeff Loveness, who wrote some of the best episodes of Rick and Morty, wrote the movie. And I'm like, oh, that checks out. That makes a lot of sense. Because
Yeah,
cool.
that dude obsessed with holes really seems like he'd be in Rick and Morty.
Yeah, but it also works really well in this. you
Yeah.
know? Like, and Mahoney sent the link to the original article, whatever. But one of the reviews was like, it's a shame that, like other superhero movies, Ant-Man devolves into turgid seriousness in its latest outing. And here's the thing about that. That's objectively not true and fucking stupid. Because one of the first guys they meet is this dude Kelly just mentioned. He's a little pink guy made of goo. And if you drink the goo, you can understand all the languages and like everybody understand each other. But also, he's really obsessed with the fact that there are holes all over Ant-Man's head, and he doesn't have any holes. And he's like, how many holes do you have? So then this fucking mind reader guy, who is played by William Jackson Harper from Chidi from The Good Place, he's a mind reader. And so he kind of like does a little mind reading thing, and then he goes, 7. He has 7 holes. And there's a moment where Scott like kind of counts in his head. He's like, yeah, that's right. It's 7. Yeah. It's in fact 7 holes. And I'm like, yeah, turgid seriousness. Fuck off.
Yeah, like I don't know where that comes from because like there's serious bits to it,
Yeah.
but like by and large, it's pretty
It's
light.
fun. Yeah, you either like if you come out of that and you're talking about turgid seriousness, you either 1, didn't really watch it, or 2, you're just fucking lying because it's not true. Like
Yeah.
it's just not true. Fucking MODOK is in this picture, and he is a revelation.
You see his little butt.
You see his little pink squiggly butt in this turgid seriousness of a movie.
He says he doesn't want to be a dick anymore.
Yeah,
You can't be a dick with a butt that sweet.
it's a bad butt. It's a horrible little like
Yeah,
2
it ain't-
raisins with his little baby legs hanging off of him.
Yeah, it's not a
Like,
sweet butt.
It's so fucking funny because he rolls up and he's got the big like crazy like mask thing on, and he's all like, you don't remember me, Scott, and all this shit. And he's like, going through his origin story, and then he's like, wait, Darren? The fucking mask comes up, and his big, stupid Corey Stoll head is like, that's right, look what you did to me. And he goes, oh, God, I just noticed your little baby legs. This is horrible.
And like when MODOK shows up at first, when you just see like in his real face, it's like, oh, he looks like shit. And then you're kind of like, yeah, no, that fits.
Yeah, he kind of should look like shit.
Yeah.
If he looked too good, it wouldn't work, And, there's a bit where, he's fighting Cassie, and, Cassie, beats him or whatever, and he's laying there, he's all fucked up, and he's like, man, you don't have to, you could help. You could help save the day. You don't have to be such a dick. And he goes, look at me. Look at what a dick I am.
That's pretty good.
Look at me. It's so good. So good. Lots of great bits.
My favorite thing about the movie is that in like the early goings with all the crazy like sci-fi city stuff and just going into the microverse or whatever the fuck it's called, so much of that feels like it was inspired by Mobius's sci-fi comics.
Very much, yes.
Like,
absolutely.
Very heavy. Like, a lot of Azrak in there. It's very kind of European sci-fi comic influenced. And it's like, where else am I going to see that in a movie?
Yeah.
So that was super cool.
And goddamn Jonathan Majors as Kang is
fantastic,
fucking incredible. He's so good. And a lot of people were talking about how there's no way that he's gonna have the cultural impact of a Thanos, and you want to be just like, I don't know, man. Wait, we'll see. I mean, you're probably not. I mean, Thanos is a big fucking shooter film, but he's off to a pretty goddamn good start.
It made me retroactively go back and like his performance in Loki because now I see what he was doing.
Yeah, it gives it context. It really, really does. He's great. He's fucking great, and his suit is cool. And they did a little thing with his suit that I really appreciated, where so he's got the Kang shoulder dress on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of goes and it covers part of the shoulder, so if it was an action figure, he'd only be able to lift his arms up, 45 degrees, right?
Yes.
He couldn't go the full 90 or whatever, right?
I get that reference.
So yeah, exactly. So he's got that going on. But when he's no longer fucking negotiating Kang, he's like, oh, cool. And that shit kind of goes up and becomes like a straight line down his chest. It's like, oh, my arms are free now, bitches. We're going to zap. Pretty cool. Little moment like that. It was pretty cool. I liked it a lot. And,
so we're going full spoilers now. I want to talk about the post-credit scene.
I dug the post-credit scene. A lot of fun.
So my favorite part of seeing all the Kangs and the Council of Kangs,
I have
is
seen
one
a
of them
screenshot of the Council of Kang.
Just barking at the camera like he's fucking DMX.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, absolutely.
You think this is a fucking game?
Pretty much. It's insane. Like there's just one of them. Yeah. It's like that's just DMX Kang.
Have you guys seen him for Creed 3? Like some of the promotion for that?
Yeah, he's swole as fuck.
Yeah.
He's scary. He's like Mike Tyson in his prime.
Yes.
Did you see the clip going around of him talking about Michael B. Jordan making him watch anime and prepare for the movie?
Michael B.
He says
Jordan's
he's
a
about
big
to
old
get
weeb.
Goku in this bitch.
Yeah, he made him sit down and watch fighting anime to kind of get how he wanted the fight psychology to go, and it's that's fucking awesome.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's pretty cool. I dig that. And then the fucking last little tag at the end, you see fucking Mobius and Loki seeing the man who will become Kang back in his inception. And Mobius is
I don't know,
Loki.
He seems like he'll be all right.
And Loki's just
Doesn't
shitting his
seem
pants
anything
no.
scary about him.
No, he's so fucking scary, you idiot.
Oh, I don't know
Right.
what you're talking about there, bud.
Fucked your mom,
Well,
shit lips.
Fucking mom, shit lips.
And his and I like that Ant-Man was the first Avenger to meet Kang. So they kind of come face to face, and he's like, "Hey man, you better fucking watch out! I'm an Avenger." And the first thing Kang says is like, "Oh, you're an Avenger. Have I killed you before? There's so many Avengers, it's hard to remember. And it's like, oh fuck. He was unimpressed. He was super unimpressed. And then, he kind of, he's saying essentially the same thing that He Who Waits said, that, like, I'm the lesser of the evils. The fucking Council of Kangs banished me here, but, they're the real bad guys kind of shit, and I fucking completely lost my train of thought. Shit. Where'd it go? Oh,
Council of
yeah. So he's like, if you don't let me out of here, something way worse is coming for you. It's me, all of me, all the me's, all my variants, shit like that. But the day is saved, evil is punished, whatever. And they kind of go back, and Scott's like, oh, cool, yeah, everything's happy again. And he's kind of walking this little internal monologue. He's like, oh yeah, my life is pretty cool. I got this and that. And then he kind of like, but wait, he said that something bad was coming. I'm like, you think something bad's gonna come? Did we do the wrong thing? Because, oh, hey, Cassie's cake is ready. Shit like that. Like he had a moment where he's like, I don't know that we really won. And it was a really, really cool moment. I really liked that. I thought it was cool. And the girl who plays Cassie is great. She's the same girl from Freaky, the Vince Vaughn movie.
Yeah,
like,
but
she's fucking great.
But not the same girl from Endgame.
No,
not the same girl from Endgame. No, they got an actual ass actress to play her in this movie, and probably a good idea. Fucking Janet's hair is real bad.
they really didn't do anything with her in this movie.
No,
But I mean,
It's like
that's
she
okay.
Yeah, it's fine. But it's like, it's like she showed up on set with that haircut, and they were like, "Oh God, we need to just put this on screen as little as fucking
They
possible."
started
This is
just
terrible.
ripping up pages of the script.
You're like, "Oh God, no!" This is, like, I know we gave the fat kid in Spider-Man a wig, but this is just terrible. There's no saving this shit.
I do like that the only person that I think that swore in the movie was Michael Douglas.
Oh, hell
Yeah.
Because every now and then he just pop out a holy shit. That guy's made of broccoli.
Yeah, there is a fucking broccoli dude, a Rick and Morty broccoli character, straight up, like
Fucking
he's a
Veggie
straight up
Tales.
Rick and Morty broccoli
Yeah,
character.
and just Michael Douglas is just reacting to it like a normal person.
Yeah, because I'd seen some people talk about how like, oh, this, Quantumania is the MCU Star Wars, and I'm like, hey, calm down. We already got that with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
But then seeing this, I'm like, oh, this is kind of like a Star Wars. It's got a wacky bar with a bunch of characters, a bunch of crazy looking characters. But fucking Hank's the only one that's reacting as if it's a crazy bar full of wacky characters.
Yeah, everyone else is just kind of just playing it straight, and he's like, guys, you seeing this shit? It's a fucking broccoli dude.
He looked at the bartender and he's like, look, I don't know what this is, but I'm assuming you have something back there that can get me really drunk, right? And the guy's like, yeah! Get this fucking purple cup. Yeah.
And some quantum mushrooms.
Yeah.
You take
Just,
mushrooms
lick
in
the
the
guy on the
quantum
bar
realm
seat.
and everything looks normal.
Oh, and then the ants. So
yes.
Hank was experimenting with a bunch of ants that got real smart and started making their own little society. And then they got sucked into the quantum realm and worked at that for like 1,000 years and just made this like techno society that they're just wrecking shit with. So then they come over and help him defeat Kang.
Yeah, they're like, 8-foot tall ants with like, advanced technology. And he's like, they remember me. A lot of ants. Let's go.
And so
It's good.
my theory is that those dudes are going to evolve more and more in the quantum realm and eventually become annihilists in the annihilation wave.
Oh.
And I want
didn't
that to
occur to me-
happen. And I want Michael Douglas to see them. And I want him to drop the first F-bomb in a Marvel movie and just be like, holy fuck, that's my ants.
Yeah. That had not occurred to me until you said it, and now it's one of those things where if anything else happens, I'm going to be bummed out.
Oh,
I know.
no.
Because it's just it's perfect.
Your expectations.
Yeah. But, you drop the fucking culturally and technologically advanced ant society in what is essentially the negative zone. Like, I mean, what else is gonna happen? You know. I also love that everyone was like, "Oh yeah, fucking Jackson Harbor. He's Reed Richards," and Ant-Man, like, you know what the fuck he's not. He's not at all. Like, you just made that shit up. like
Well,
not
I mean,
even a
because
little
everybody
bit.
had fan casted him as Reed Richards, and then they cast him in Ant-Man, so it's like put 2 and 2 together. But I guess not.
Yeah, but yeah,
We
it's
said,
not.
fuck your fan castings. We say who's playing who.
Yeah. We already did John Krasinski and turned him into spaghetti.
Yeah. Now this
You
one
sure
was
the
out of
fuck did.
spite. They hired him just to cast him as anybody else but.
And then later on, when they're in the big final fight, the little pink goo guy gets shot, but the blast just goes through him, and he goes, "I have holes!" and goes on a killing spree.
I was looking for pictures of that pink goo guy, and apparently they let the Russian, who's Ant-Man's friend, be the voice of the goo guy.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
that's
right.
fun.
They did.
That's cool.
I was a little sad that
No Lewis? No
yeah,
Lewis?
that was missing in the movie for sure, I think.
Where's T.I.?
Yeah, like he didn't get to tell a story. That was one thing that this movie definitely was
He
missing.
should have recapped the movie.
Think how much different the movie would be if Lewis got sucked into the negatives or the quantum realm with them the whole time.
No, the movie should have started out with, okay, so last time we talked,
Yeah.
it was Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then everybody go to dust.
But the thing about that is people would complain that it was too similar to Thor. I bet, I wouldn't be surprised at all if that was in the original plans, and then they're like, no, you can't do that. Thor just did that.
Oh, Korg and Dwayne.
Man, this was better than Ragnarok, for sure.
You mean Love and Thunder?
Love and Thunder, yes.
I'm about to say, I'm like, Ragnarok's real fucking fun.
Yeah,
I don't know,
no.
man. That's a game
I
of
was thinking
Avengers.
the new one.
I like
Ragnarok's the shit.
I like Love and Thunder.
I like
Love and Thunder, but I love Ragnarok.
Yeah. No, I like Love and I'm torn on Love and Thunder because I think it's fine, but it's also the biggest amount of like missed potential for one of these movies.
Yes, I will completely co-sign that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they just had to have it 90 minutes for some fucking reason.
Yeah, they had to cut half of the runtime off of this one so that it crawled so that Eternals could run.
Fuck. I hadn't thought about that, but yeah.
Man,
seems
Eternals
like it.
sucked ass.
Yeah, the lady saw it while I was out of town, and she's like, eh.
She watched Eternals by herself?
Ugh.
My God.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Sounds like
Well, at least have
depression.
somebody to look over and kind of share a glance like, we're in this together.
Yeah.
I guess she wasn't feeling. She wanted a sad movie that day.
Sure is
It's
sad.
a sad movie. It's just fucking
Well, it's sad if
not
you're watching
great.
it by yourself.
Eternals is.
I thought it was
just is.
I thought it was pretty weird how in Wakanda Forever you're starting off right off the bat with the death of T'Challa. But then you have to have a second big funeral later on. Like
That is weird.
Can't you just have the one and just we all grieve for that guy?
Yeah, that is really, really weird. I couldn't quite figure that one out. Like, that's a weird move. I guess it just served to
Set them out.
just push Shuri over the
Right.
dark side, I guess. But
Right.
not really.
Yeah, because it kind of tested her. Like, was she out for revenge or is she looking to protect her people?
But it also showed Namor ain't fucking around.
Yeah.
I did like that scene. He's like, fucking bury your shit because you're the queen now, bitch.
Yeah.
Figure it out because I'll be back. It's on you now.
I liked OKA's crazy armor fucking suit. That's pretty dope.
That was goofy as fuck.
I liked it. I liked it.
That looked
I
like a
like
Power
all of it.
Rangers villain.
Yeah, but he looked like what a Mayan god would, like.
No, he's talking about Okoye's like armor.
Oh yeah, no, that was stupid.
It looks just like it does in the comics, though, which is kind of nuts.
Well,
Does
no,
It's funny because
I assume
that run though is like the same run where they introduce the beads as like the fucking king shit of Wakanda technology. It's like the same run where they'd have that, and so they waited a little longer to bust out the goofy looking suit.
I just didn't like the helmet. It looked too like buggy.
Yeah, too buggy with the weird like dreadlocks things that don't really do anything.
And she's bald.
Yeah.
So like
Hey,
why
man, she's got
play into
alopecia.
like the hair?
She's great. I did love the fucking. Now we're just talking about fucking Black Panther, but I did love when they walked in the mercenaries into the UN and were like, "Oh, we got your fucking trash for you."
That was good. She's motherfuckers. You want to sit here and talk shit about what we're not doing?
Look what I found.
Grab your boys, huh? Tell your boys what's up. You motherfuckers. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I did fully enjoy that the Killmonger was not spoiled for me.
Right.
Yeah, because it took a while for me to get to the movie, but had not had that spoiled for me. That was a pretty cool moment.
They gotta have a new T'Challa at some point, right? That's what Secret
Well, that's what the
Wars
kid is.
King Dynasty is all gonna go to. We need a new T'Challa.
They already brought the T'Challa. They named him. They showed you him. So it was the best they could do without recasting. Just it's still T'Challa, but it's T'Challa Jr.
I'm still wondering if it just the Kang stuff ends with them just rebooting the whole movie universe and starting over. So we get the ultimate movie universe. Because we're at the point now where the movies are just as complicated as comics.
Yes.
You are not wrong about
that. Because now it's you need to watch 30 some odd movies. You need to watch all these TV shows. It's a lot.
And then you've got the Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, all in the same universe, all from the jump.
Yep.
And it's not like there's not precedent for it, and not just because DC couldn't get their shit together for 20 years. But
right.
They fucking change up bonds every once in a while. It's just what you do, Like it's not unheard of.
Yeah, I think it's that's probably what's gonna happen going forward. Just because I mean, you've aged out a bunch of actors. Like your main guys are gone.
Yeah, your main guys are gone, and it's kind of weird. Like it's kind of asterisks. It all makes perfect sense in context. Like why you don't have a Captain America anymore. Like I get it, but it is weird not having a Captain America anymore. Or an Iron Man anymore. Like it's odd. And no matter how you slice it, they're sort of in this position now where they kind of have to try to keep the money train going and keep this blockbuster thing going with C-listers. You're trying to make your C-listers into A-listers, because hell, you're about to lose Guardians too.
Who were D-listers to begin with.
I think they're gonna have to start cooling it on the TV shows mattering so much to the movies too, because this is just anecdotal evidence on my part, but the amount of people I've talked to at work in the past couple of months that have all been like, fuck those shows, I don't watch them anymore.
Yeah.
And then they watch the movies and like, I don't get what they were doing. I don't like these movies anymore. Like it's becoming more and more the norm.
It's a lot. I mean,
I think I think they've hit there's too much at this point, and people, and when realistically you could just be like, I'm just picking and choosing what I'm gonna watch. Most people are all or nothing, and I think a lot of people are gonna start going nothing. So it's like I don't know. I think it's nice to have these shows and kind of just be offshoots on stuff. A lot of them are too integral at this point. Because like that Doctor
Yeah,
Strange
no.
movie, what the fuck is that movie if you haven't seen WandaVision?
Yeah,
Right.
pretty much.
I would almost be fine with them doing mostly TV shows and then
That I'd be fine with too.
do Avengers movies every 2 or 3 years.
That'd be pretty dope. I'd be into that.
Yeah.
But they're going to cut back on the TV shows. They're going to cut back on everything. I think they decided on that a little too late in the game because things are already starting to show their seams. But they'll right the ship. There's no way Marvel Studios ever becomes a non-bankable brand. It'll dip
Oh, for sure.
here and there, but that shit'll always be around. It ain't going
Yeah,
nowhere.
you just need to adjust. And the weird thing is, like, you're starting to see like the people railing against Marvel, and especially with this Ant-Man movie, and I really don't think this is the one to push back on.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it really, really isn't.
It just the
Quite
timing.
good.
You know,
yeah,
few mid movies, way too many TV shows, and people are just like, you know what? I can't care about Ant-Man versus the Wasp, Quantumania.
Man, like, Eternals was right there.
Yeah, sure was. That was
movie's
I'm
actively
upset
bad.
that that's not the one that people are shitting on because that movie is
that
not
movie's
good.
bad.
well, people
That movie's
definitely shit on
bad.
it, but the critics loved it.
Yeah, and I don't get that. Because I don't even because people are like, oh my god, it's such a beautiful movie. It's not. It's fucking not.
Yeah,
It's
it
fine.
doesn't look that good.
Yeah.
No, not
Everything has just such a muted palette. It's not
It's
a
a
good
DC
looking
movie.
But it is
It
a lot
is.
of real locations.
Yeah, who gives a shit? Like,
I do.
I am getting a little tired of the all CG, all everything.
Well, that's-
I enjoy when they actually are shooting somewhere, touching something.
I mean, that's nice, but if what you're shooting isn't worth anything, who gives a fuck? It's nice when General Hospital goes out and shoots stuff on location instead of in the set. It doesn't make the content any better or worse.
fucking Kelly dropping
Touche.
General Hospital science over here.
Touche.
It's just like I don't think that's not the issue. Like that's if you want to see a location, watch the fucking read National Geographic. I don't like. Why are you coming to superhero movie to see a mountain? Like fucking. Who gives a
Go
shit?
touch some grass.
Go touch some. Yeah, go touch grass. That is not something I normally say, but you know what? If you want to see some grass, go fucking touch some grass.
Go tell it on the mountain.
Yeah. There's tons of movies you can watch to see cool scenery and set piece. Go watch The Green Knight. You can watch a dude walk across an entire fucking mountain and they never cut. Watch that.
You know, well, we didn't talk about it after I saw it, but fucking Everything Everywhere All at Once is amazing. Like
Incredible.
so cool.
Love that movie.
Like like
What's that on right now?
I believe it's on HBO Max. It's a show.
Yeah.
It's Showtime exclusive, but on HBO Max.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's weird.
They're all friends now.
All right.
Yeah, because Showtime doesn't have a. I don't think Showtime has an app.
I don't think so anymore.
But no, Showtime is owned by CBS Viacom, so they're like all the Showtime shit is on fucking Paramount Plus.
Maybe it was on Paramount Plus.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Maybe
no,
it was.
because I thought it's HBO. Because I think that's how my dad watched it.
I don't know, man, but it was so good. It really got me. Like right off the bat when they're like, are these jobs or are these hobbies? I was like, oof. And then just the whole notion of what if I'm the worst me in
Yeah.
the multiverse? Of all the me's, what if I'm the worst one?
Well, That'll fuck
Yeah,
you up.
it's
Have you seen
it's
it,
an
Lee?
incredible movie.
I have not.
Oh,
Lee, how have you still not seen it?
Yeah, I haven't
You
seen
should
it.
watch it with the
all
whole.
the shit going on.
You should watch it with the whole family.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There's so many things that you should skip to watch this movie.
Yes.
Okay.
Agreed. Like a once in a generation type movie.
Yes,
Okay,
like
we'll see if I can
there's
get everybody
so
on
many
board.
things you've never seen before in this movie.
Fucking. I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I know 100% what you were picturing in your head right now.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's an incredible movie. It's long, but it doesn't feel like it at all.
Well, there's an interesting framing. I forget how they did it. Where it was like showing you the kind of the time. Because it's everything everywhere all at once. It's chapters essentially, and the first one is everything. The second one's everywhere, and I don't know if they ever showed a third chapter like title.
Yeah,
card.
I don't remember.
But they get to
It's definitely not on HBO Max.
they did everything, which was like probably 25 minutes into the movie, and then everywhere, which was like 45 minutes after that, and then you still had like another hour and a half worth of movie. It's a lot. It's a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But it keeps you interested.
It's paced incredibly well. Great action scenes, great story, really good just acting all across the board.
It's on the Paramount Plus.
Yeah,
Ah,
you're
okay,
right,
there it
Lee.
is.
Yeah, I think we got.
Oh,
we
was
got that.
X. You guys should watch X too. X is also on Paramount Plus.
Is he going to give it to you?
Oh, is that on there? Okay.
It's so
Is the
good.
other one, is Pearl there too?
I don't know. Let's see.
That I feel like that's a little new.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
But it should be because I think A24 has a agreement with Showtime, so probably.
Okay.
Movies are great.
Fucking A.
We've been doing movie
They
nights.
are.
We got a popcorn bucket. We got off of Amazon. They're dumpling plates, but they look like the kind of nacho bins you get from the movie theater with the little cup for sauce. So we've been doing nachos and popcorn and movie candy and sitting down and watching a movie like the olden times.
Watch more movies.
That fucking Into the Deep documentary is so wild, you guys.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, man. I completely missed that story altogether.
Yeah.
Like,
That is insane.
it's like, what if Elon Musk was planning for a rocket launch?
What if
And-
he was a dipshit in an entirely different way?
Yes. And then murdered a woman and then found a hard drive full of snuff films on it. I'm still unsure if the snuff films he had were stuff that he found or stuff that he produced.
Oh.
Because there's one part they found video footage of him like setting up a hidden camera in a bedroom. And they just let it play of him. He sets up the camera and then he like sits in the room to kind of look at the framing and he's talking to himself.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it. I
There
hate it
is
so much.
darkness in the world.
I was about to say that is so fucking dark. Like Jesus.
At one point they're like, so there was this wood saw with an orange handle that is in the shop, at their like their yard where they build their rockets and their submarines and stuff. And then that was gone. And then they found it on the submarine. There is no reason you should need a wood saw on a submarine
Nope.
other than,
I'm inclined to agree.
yeah, chopping somebody to bits.
What a strangely elaborate murder.
Yeah, but what if the water got in? How are you supposed to survive if you can't cut the water?
Well,
That's
that was part of the ruse is he sunk the submarine to kind of destroy the evidence, to imply that
Okay.
there was an incident and he had to get out. But then he told them that she was never on the submarine. And then pieces of her body started to
worst
float
plan.
on
It's the worst plan.
Yeah. At first he's like, she wasn't on the submarine. Then the story changed to, oh, the hatch hit her in the head and killed her by accident. And so
that's a big turnaround from she wasn't there to, oh yeah, that's right. The door hit her and she died.
And I buried her at sea.
Because that's what she said right before she died. Put me out like a Viking. Yeah. And I was like, all right, this is going to look weird.
The worst plan.
Yeah.
Like, my God.
It is pretty bad.
I'm upset at how poorly executed that was. Jesus.
Well, he says some things in the documentary that imply, like, kind of like the either you die a hero or live long enough to become the villain kind of shit like that.
That is wild.
Jesus. The chick that gets deep faked texted him at one point, like, "Hey, I'm really having a hard time motivating on this thing I'm working on. Can you like threaten me to get me to work harder?" You know, kind of joking around. And he's like, yes, I got you. Okay, first I'm going to take you down in my submarine. Then I'm going to tie you up. And then I'm going to chop you up into little bits. And then I'm going to weigh you down with fucking metal. And your family will never see you again.
And she's like, real funny, buddy.
Yeah.
Wild.
It's fucking crazy. Jesus.
People are crazy. And this has been happening forever.
Yeah.
You just hear about it quicker.
I mean, there's fucking H.H. Holmes and his crazy ass murder castle.
Yep.
H.H. Gregg.
Yep. One of these days.
Murdering them prices.
There's a game called The Devil in Me. And it is about a film crew that gets taken and ends up in an elaborate recreation of the H.H. Holmes murder castle. It's fucking cool. It's pretty rad. It's a good game.
I've always seen the cover of that and had no idea what the fuck it was about.
Yeah,
Didn't they do a couple of them?
Yeah, it's the same developers that did The Quarry and Until Dawn. It's a bunch of those kind of like choose your own adventure type games.
Okay.
And they like their anthology series is called the Dark Pictures anthology. Every game is separate, you know, whatever. You don't have to play any of them but one. And the newest one is about H.H. Holmes. It's pretty cool. And one's about like
Sherlock H.H. Holmes.
like witch trials. One's about one takes place in Iraq in 2004. And some soldiers end up finding like basically underground vampires. It's fucking wild. It's very cool.
Huh.
Yeah, I love those games. I like that kind of game though. And then The Quarry is a goddamn werewolf mystery. It's great.
All right,
Would
so
recommend all
all
of
over the
those.
place.
Yeah, they're great. I love those games. Shit. Can't remember the damn developers now. I am bad at remembering things today. Jesus.
Brain's failing you. You're old now.
Supermassive Games. There it is. Jesus Christ.
I don't think I ever would have
Supermassive
got
game.
there.
Yeah, I was definitely not helping you on that. I'd never heard of that.
No, I looked it up because I could not fucking remember it to save my life. But you know, it registers with me so much that when I see that Supermassive has a new game, I'm like, oh, cool, I'm gonna check it out. Like I'm aware of them completely.
Nice.
But I'm like, it's gone. Completely gone from my brain at that moment. Like, oh shit. But yeah. Great games. Would recommend. And they're
Well, you've been
fucking
reading
all
any
the time
comics?
Actually, yeah, I have been reading some comics.
What have you been
matter of
reading?
fact.
The ink gets over your hands.
I'm quite keen on comic books, especially the ones about superheroes.
Been a minute.
I just finished. Yeah, right. I just finished the Batman Beyond the White Knight, which is fucking cool. I like all that. What they call it now, the Murphyverse stuff. It's a lot of fun. I like all that shit. Cool character designs, and in the next story, they're gonna introduce like the rest of the Justice League characters. Because up until this point, it's basically just been Batman and Gotham and shit like that. Now Terry McGinnis is the new Batman in Gotham, and then after they took down Derek Powers, FBI agents Diana Prince and John Stewart show up, and they're like, "Hey, we can get all the charges dropped against Bruce Wayne if you can fucking help us out with this kid in Kansas who we don't think he's from around here." And it's fucking Superboy out in Kansas. So like a young Clark Kent with a grizzled old Bruce Wayne. It should be a pretty cool dynamic. I'm into it. Should be pretty fun. That's great. Fucking the 1-2 punch, like it wasn't last week or anything, but the 1-2 punch of Daredevil and Punisher working so well together is excellent.
Yeah.
So good. Because if you haven't been paying attention, Frank Castle is now the fist of the hand, or the fucking whatever the hell of the hand. So he's got magic devil superpowers and shit like that. He's commanding an assassin army. And his first big boss fight was against Ares, because Ares is like, this bitch is worshiping the fucking hand devil god. No. I'm the god of war. I am Frank Castle's god. Let's go blow this bitch up. Let's go. It's really fucking cool. And then you got Daredevil like, I don't think so. And so you're going to have Daredevil and his menagerie of like reformed villains taking out, fighting ninjas on Hand Island. It's fucking cool. It's really, really fun.
And the nice thing is you don't need to be reading both of them.
Nah, it really works. It's very self-contained. The narrative is being pushed. Like, it's not like it's an official crossover or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it may be eventually. Yeah. But it's just, good cohesive storytelling. The shit that makes comics cooler than most other mediums,
Yeah.
It's fucking fun. All the Massive Verse stuff I'm still really digging. The Radiant Black and Rogues and all that shit. It's good. That's like some of the most fun superhero shit I've read in a while. It's really fun.
Power Rangers has been good lately.
Power Rangers is fucking still is better than it has any right to be.
Yeah. Bringing back Rita as Mistress Vile is fucking cool.
Yeah, bring back Rita and fucking Alpha 1, the dipshit, like alpha robot that got killed on the way back to his home planet. Like, it's fucking great.
Yeah. Have you read a book? The first issue is out so far. I think issue 2 drops tomorrow. Where Monsters Lie.
No.
It's from Dark Horse. It's written by Kyle Starks, art by Peter Kowalski. And it's basically about a gated community of serial killers.
That sounds fucking cool.
It's fantastic.
Because that guy is a lunatic. Kyle Starks is a fucking madman.
I love him so much. And it's like, one of the main focuses is like, there's like a Jigsaw type killer. But all of his shit fails recently because he's been so focused on like making people fuck up their dicks. And they're like, you gotta move past this. It's not working. And he's like, no, it's gonna happen.
Oh, that's so fucking stupid. I love it.
They have a community meeting and stuff, and like they're all picking out their seats and stuff. And one guy's sitting next to this really creepy looking guy, and he's like, I don't like having to sit next to this guy. And they're like, well, first off, there's no assigned seating. You picked where you sat. And second off, his name's Fuckface. That's what he does.
Love it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Fuckface not named. Fuckface job.
Yeah, all right. You sold me on that one.
Yeah,
that sounds
definitely
fantastic.
worth reading.
Yeah, because he wrote the Rick and Morty comic for a while. He wrote that crazy ass Rock Candy Mountain fucking thing.
Did.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, if I see Kyle Starks is writing something, I'm reading it. Then what else?
What else you got? Anything else we're talking about?
I read through all of Uncanny X-Force on the Marvel Unlimited app.
Nice.
The Remender run. That shit's great. And it's kind of amazing how it almost lost it in the Otherworld arc, but then immediately came back and was like, "Oh no, it's still really good."
Huh.
Hello?
Sorry. Goddamn
Dad?
autoplay videos.
No, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, as I've been reading that, so then I'm gonna jump into some other stuff. from that era, and I'll finally be through all of my Age of Apocalypse read.
Yes.
Nice.
Because I've read all of the original stuff. Now I'm just reading all the stuff that came after.
Nice.
So next I have to read the 2012 ongoing Age of Apocalypse series. And that ends in a big crossover with Astonishing X-Men and Extreme X-Men. So I need to read those titles leading into that too, so I can read that. And then it'll be the 5-issue Secret Wars Age of Apocalypse series. And then I'm done.
Hell yeah. All right. Have you read have you read Fire Punch?
Yes. I sat down and read that all in one day.
I'm very new into it. I read the first couple of chapters and I'm like, this is some wild shit.
I had been, because for the longest time it was really hard to get. So I had volume 1, and then I had volumes 3 through 8 sitting at work waiting for volume 2 to show up. And then finally 2 showed up, and I think it was like, I want to say I spent my Christmas day just reading
Hell yeah.
all of Fire Punch in one sitting.
Yeah, it's the same creator as Chainsaw Man, for those of you playing along at home. It's fucking nuts. I found out it's weird. You can't read it, because when I heard like, hey, this is something else that Fujimoto did. It's comes out in Shonen Jump Plus. I'm like, well, that should be in the Viz app then, because that's all Shonen Jump.
There's some stuff that's not there because of content reasons.
But you can read it on the website.
Yes.
If you have a account. So I fucking pulled it up on my iPad, and it's fucking pretty wild, man. So you got basically like mutants, people who have powers for no apparent reason so far. And one of them has cast the world into a never-ending snow thing, like, Elsa, but a real bad bitch. And
so with a title like Fire Punch, you think it's going to be about a guy that has like a fire fist and punches things.
Yeah, it's sure not, though. This guy and his sister keep their village fed by cutting their arms off every day and feeding the people with their arm meat, because their power is regeneration. And the main guy's power regenerates very, very quickly. So when he's come face to face with like one of the bad guys that comes to the town and uses his power on him, which is like set shit on fire forever, he's constantly regenerating his body as it burns until his mind breaks, and then he kind of gets used to it. So now he's just a walking fireman out for revenge. It's fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's got a hell of a first chapter.
Nuts. Did you get to the bit with the dogs?
No.
Okay. I won't say anymore because you would have known.
Okay.
You would have known immediately.
There would have been no question mark at the end of that.
Yeah,
statement.
no. You'll get there. Yeah, no, it's really good. You see a lot of like, okay, here's how he got here with Chainsaw Man. Like, there's little bits and stuff. Because like the crazy thing about Fujimoto is, as far as anyone can tell, he's entirely self-taught. It doesn't look like he went to any kind of art school or anything, or like really apprenticed under anyone. So it's like Fire Punch is still like his working stuff out. And it's like you finally, like you see with Chainsaw Man, where it's kind of like, okay, now it's all finally clicking, and he's there.
Cool. All right, I'm into that.
Yeah, like it's very interesting to watch this guy rise up through the years now. And like they recently,
really
Viz put out a collection of some of his early manga work, like just like
right on
one shots that he did when he was younger. Like I think it's like 17 through 21 it's called, and it's just like those years of his life what he did.
Huh. Okay.
And there's going to be another one coming up soonish with the stuff that was in between that volume and when Fire Punch came out.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it's Fujimoto's a guy. Keep your eye on. They're probably gonna end up being one of the biggest manga creators ever at this point.
Yeah, Chainsaw Man is still real good.
Yeah, and it's
Chainsaw Man is real good. That they're like,
been
what,
great.
we're 10, 12 chapters into the new arc or whatever, and I think he's chainsawed out once.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's not even about that. You know, it's
Because it
really,
really
cool.
feels like, I think what happened is he kind of just got tired of Denji. And he's like, well, how do I work around this now? Because I think that's also a part of why we didn't have Chainsaw Man for like a year.
Yeah.
Because I think he's just been trying to figure out, like, what do I do now?
And it's working.
Yeah.
Like this, the new characters are great. The kind of the reincarnated fucking Makama he's living with is an absolute pain in the ass. Fucking great. Comics are still cool, you guys.
Comics are great.
Pretty fucking cool.
And I've been getting into weird old manga now. Like, I bought an entire set of single issues of Xenon Heavy Metal Warrior on eBay from when it came out here in the 90s through Eclipse Comics.
Okay.
It's showing up Thursday.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. I've just been falling down these weird, like, rabbit holes thanks to the Cartoonist Kayfabe YouTube channel.
Oh,
They
okay.
just talk about weird shit. They recently did like a 2-hour-long episode that was them going through Hard Boiled with Jeff Darrow. That was really interesting.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, their videos are really cool, but it's gotten me to spend a bunch of money on weird books lately.
Well, what are you gonna do, man?
Yeah, exactly.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So now I'm just falling further down this weird 90s manga rabbit hole.
Never
And the
been
thing
easier.
that sucks is I found this book called The Troublemakers, and it's a bunch of like 80s manga, like Gekiga stuff, where it was that was like the more mature manga when that wasn't really much of a thing at that point. And it's all this stuff by a guy named Baron Yoshimoto, and it's incredible. Like it's so good. The art is gorgeous. I'm like, holy shit, I need more. There's no more by this dude that's ever been translated into English. So I'm like, fuck. There's just this one collection. So now I'm hoping that someday they translate more, but I don't know.
Go digging online with some crazy down the fucking fan translated
Pretty
PDFs
much.
or something.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Fucking wild.
Yeah. Books are good.
Fucking read, dogs. Read fucking books.
Yeah.
All right, let's land this thing because I gotta pee. Let's fucking get out of here. Go sleepy times. Sleep is also good. Books are good.
Sleep is good.
Comics are good.
Movies
are good. What else
video
is good?
games.
Sleep, you guys. Sleep's good. Video games is good. Sleep is also pretty good. So fucking go get some sleeps, everybody.
Sleep
But
is
like
where
for
I'm
driving
a
to work,
Viking.
don't get some sleeps. Stay awake while you're driving to work.
Oh shit, done that before.
Once or twice.
All right, so we'll be back next week. Hopefully, Mahoney will be here next week because I feel like he got some stories, and I would very much like to hear them. Good times. So for Jason Nyes, Jose Guzman, Kelly Harris, and our absentee buddy Mahoney, I am the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. Talk to you guys next week at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central at youtube.com/panelsonpages. Night. Love you. Bye-bye.
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Fucking Google something.
Holy shit. You fucking Google ass bitch.
I didn't want to say it.
What are you, some kind of bitch?
Whoa.
You fucking
Google ass bitch. Why you keep bugging us, you two?
You fucking Google ass bitch.
That's it. Show's over. We're done.